Silencio, Ellie. Silencio. Un pastel con un gato.
Ooh, with the cat.
Sí, no es un pastel de un gato. Izzy?
It's picture day.
Oh, sí, es un día de fotos. Sí, sí, rush esta noche. Patient?
No soccer practice.
No practical de football. Oh boy. Lo siento. No hay espacio. Okay, here's how we are going to do your speaking test. So if you notice on the sheet in front of you, it says, gracias, Maddie, it says partner's name, and it has date and class. Okay, so you can't fill that out until you get with your partner. Okay, and you are going to have your partner's paper in front of you. So if I am partnered with Maddie, on her paper she would have Miss Leppert. On my paper I would have Maddie, because I am grading Maddie and she is grading me. Okay, what I'm going to do is you're going to decide who's partner A and who's partner B. And then I am going to say, partner A, you're all going to make sure you know who you are. And then I'm going to ask you a question in Spanish, and partner A is going to tell partner B the answer. Okay, if you look at this for 1 point, if your partner understood the question and answered in L1, L1 means your first language, or at least our first language that we speak as a class, which is English. I know some of you speak other languages as well. Okay, so that L1 means English. Okay, so if I asked, if I asked, but pretend I'm not me, if the teacher asked, what is Trey's special talent? And then I answered in English, then Maddie would just mark 1 point. But if I said a word in Spanish in L2, then she would mark 2 points for me. If I said a phrase or a sentence in Spanish, she would mark 3 points. If I said 2 or more sentences, 4 points, and so on and so on. Okay? So I want you to take a moment and review what the different requirements are for the different amounts of points so that you can grade your partner easily once we start. Which means you need to read the paper in front of you. Which means you need to read the paper in front of you. Yes, no? Do you think I'm going to ask you that question? The one that has the English answer? No. I'm not going to ask you that question. All right. Are there any questions about what those different answers would look like? Ellie?
How did you get 3 or 4 points?
Are there any questions about what those different answers would look like? Okay, because when you get to 5 points, it says they added on personal information using their imagination. So if I'm asking you a question about James, you can add on after you tell about James, I like dancing too, or I don't like dancing. That's adding on personal information. Okay, that's how you get to 5 points. And then 6 points, you're asking your own questions. So you might say all this stuff about James, then you're going to say, I like dancing a lot, or I don't like dancing, and then I would ask Maddie, do you like to dance? That's how I would get to 6 points. I do not expect that everyone is going to want to or is going to be able to get to that point. Okay, so this is how you're going to be graded. If you get 12 points or more, so that would mean getting a 3 for all 4 questions, which means what would you have to say?
A phrase.
Just a phrase or sentence in Spanish as your answer. Okay, phrase just means a couple of words. Then you get a 100% on this. If you come up with at least 8 points, which would mean you get 2 points on all 4, which would be just what? Just 1 word in Spanish, then you're going to get a 95, which is still an A. Okay, if you have at least 5 points, you'll get an 85. If you have at least 3 points, you get a 75. Any less than that, then you're going to have to come do this with me privately. Okay, because all of you are capable of at least answering in English for all of these. Any questions? All right, here's what you're going to do. You're going to find a partner. I'll let you pick your own for today. And you need to sit by them. So if any of you need to get up and move, that would not be a bad idea. We don't have an odd number. There's 22 of you. Everyone had a partner. Yeah, you should be looking for partners right now. So if you still need a partner, raise your hand.
Yeah, you did. Wait, you missed the one.
All right. Isaac, who are you partners with? Then I'm going to have you two switch spots. You and Maddie switch spots. No, Bertha, you stay there. Jada, I'm going to have you come up and sit next to Maddie over here.
Noah, this is your partner. I know.
Wait. Noah's your partner? Okay. Noah and Isaac, I'm going to have you switch spots. Sorry, musical chairs. It'll make more sense this way. No. Okay. So between you and your partner, figure out who partner A is going to be and who partner B is going to be. Go.
Are you A or okay.
I'm A. Wait.
What are you supposed to do when I'm doing this? Do this also and turn your voice off. All right, raise your hand if you're partner A. Raise your hand for partner B. Okay, on your paper in front of you, it says partner's names. You should write your partner's name down. As long as I can read it. And please put the date and the class on there. All right, here we go. Partner A, first question is for you.
Yes.
So partner B, you're listening to their answer and you're trying to get them to tell you more. So if they're like, say, give them a little motion to encourage them to say more. Okay, you're trying to get them to get as many points as possible. I would like all of you to get a 100% or better. All right, here we go, partner A. ¿Cuál es el talento especial de James? Go. Cinco, cuatro, tres, dos. You already have 16. All right, please on. Wow. What? D-A-C-9. Please mark on your sheet for your partner how they did. So partner B, you should mark on yours because it has their name on it. So whoever just talked now, the other person should be writing on the paper in front of them. And I'll show your partner, make sure you agree that that's actually the right spot. And that you're not like, I said 3 sentences. The constant noises and weird sounds need to stop. Pens, pencils, etc. It's disrespectful, it's distracting. Partner B, this question is for you. Noah tiene una mascota? Cinco, cuatro, tres, dos, uno. Un punto. 20. 2 minutos más para actividades. All right, partner A, back to you. So make sure you were marking your points for your partner. Check in to make sure that you're in agreement, and then we're moving on. All right, partner A. ¿Cuál es el deporte favorito de Trey? Cinco, cuatro, tres, dos. 2 puntos. 22. Okay, mark it down, check it with your partner. You should be on question 2 for them. And we're moving on to partner B. Here we go, partner B. ¿Cuántos? Remember all the question words are up at the top of because this one's kind of bent over. ¿Cuántos hermanos tiene Nish? ¿Cuántos hermanos tiene Nish? Cinco, cuatro, tres, dos. All right, mark down, check it over. Back to partner A, yes? Partner A, number 3, here we go. ¿Cuál es la comida favorita de Noah? Cinco, cuatro, tres, dos. It's funny hearing Noah talk about himself. All right, partner B, question 3. James tiene una mascota?
No. Oh, that's bad.
Cinco, cuatro, tres, dos. It's gotta be 2. We're working our way up to 30. All right, partner A, back to you. Last question. Here we go. ¿Cuál es el talento especial de Nish? Cinco, cuatro, tres, dos. All right, partner B, last question. Last question. ¿Cuál es el nombre de James? ¿Cómo se llama James? Cinco, cuatro, tres, dos. 32. All right, please finish up your highlights and count up their total points. In a pen or a dark enough highlighter that I can read, at the top, I know there's not a lot of space, put their total points. So if they had 15 points, put a 15 up at the top. And then I would like you to put the corresponding percent next to their total points. So if they had 15 points, that would be a 100%. Oh, there's a spot for total points at the bottom. Oh, good. Then you can just put the percent at the top. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Okay? So make sure the percent is on there. If they had at least 12 points or more, give them 100%. If they had 8, 9, 10, or 11 points, give them a 95%. 5, 6, or 7 points, an 85, so on and so forth. And if you're not sure, I will look at it and fix it for you. And then please pass those into the middle and head back to your normal spots, and you just need a pencil. You just need a pencil.
Wait, you didn't pass your person? Oh.
Nope, I will get it this time. Thank you, though. 24. All right, at the top of your paper, you need to put your name, your class, and writing. This is your writing test. Please stop making noises, stop making sounds. Oh, yeah, it's just pencil. What's your name? What's your class? And it should say writing. Sound good. Oh, I can't hear it over baby sharpening his pencil. Hurry up. And use the one on my desk.
Oh, that works.
Hold it down. Oh, it stopped. Okay, here we go. So just to review from last year and for our students that are new this year, here are the rules about our writing in Spanish. Number 1, you need to write in Spanish. Okay, number 2, you need to think of the word or sentence in your head before you write it on your paper. If you can't come up with it in your head, you shouldn't try to write it down, because you're going to get to a point where you're like, I'm stuck, I don't know what to say next, and then you're going to be tempted to put English words on there. Are proper nouns okay? C. So if you're talking about McDonald's, you can write McDonald's. If you're talking about Culver's, you can include that. If you're talking about Target, you can include that. Okay? Names of people, proper nouns. Noah?
What I used to do last year, like if there was like a food or something that I couldn't think of, I just put a restaurant on it.
Yes, exactly.
If I was going to say a burger, I would write down McDonald's.
Yep, exactly. So if you can't come up with the word, but you can come up with a proper noun, then use that instead. Okay, the third rule is that you don't stop. for the whole time. You keep going. If you get stuck, you can just start a new sentence or start talking about a different topic. Okay? What you're going to be writing about today is you are going to be describing yourself and your classmates that we have talked about in class. Okay, so you can include yourself in there. You can talk about one of them. You can talk about all three of them. It doesn't matter to me. If you run out, if you talk about yourself and all of them, and you want to start describing more of your classmates in here that you know, you may go ahead and do that. Okay, some hints for talking about yourself. The posters over there, the second half, I know it kind of runs out at the bottom, but those are how you say I with a lot of those different things. Okay, so you can use the posters to help you with your spelling. Spelling does not need to be perfect as long as I can tell what word you're trying to say. Okay? Noah?
So, should I like write about myself and then talk about myself in third person?
No. Just talk about yourself. Or write about yourself in third person, but you don't need to do both. In Spanish, don't stop, don't give up, and think of it in your head before you write it on the paper. Are there any more questions? Caleb?
So, can we just talk about ourselves, or do we have to have?
I'm guessing that you're not going to be able to write about yourself for 10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes.
That's why we have more options. You can also talk about important things that are happening on the calendar, especially if they relate to any of these people. Any of those kinds of things would be good. Okay? Any questions? All right, your 10 minutes starts now.